Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Up Supercast Game Club. My name is Brandon, and I am your host. And we put the glad in gladiator. And joining me today, I have Noah.
Nice work! Excelente!
And I got Ilse.
Hercules.
And we played Hercules. Hercules, Disney's Hercules, to be exact. In fact, or also known as Disney's action game featuring Hercules, or Disney's Hercules action game. Really weird that it was ever called that at any point, but I guess the PC version was.
Well, there was another game, Hercules or Herc's Adventures, so maybe they just wanted to differentiate or make sure they don't get confused,
maybe,
or
sure.
at least make it damn sure that they know it's Disney's Hercules.
Well, they could have just put Disney's Hercules, which they did on the PlayStation version at least.
Yeah.
But on the PC, because this game was released on the PC and on the PlayStation back in 1997 for North America and Europe. Never came out in Japan. I don't know why, but we don't have anything to do with it, so oh well. Sorry, Japan. The game was developed by Eurocom and published by Virgin Interactive on the PlayStation in America, and Disney Interactive on PC. Eurocom, the developers of this game, you may know them from some games. They're not a lot of huge games, but I guess some that are pretty popular. They also made a game. They worked on some other Disney games, including one on the Super Nintendo that I've heard some decent things about. It's called Maui Mallard and Cold Shadow. You play as like a ninja version of Donald Duck. I've heard that game's pretty decent. They also went on to work on Disney's Tarzan for both PlayStation and Nintendo 64. And they also worked on some licensed stuff, including 007 The World Is Not Enough on N64 and James Bond 007 Nightfire on GameCube, PS2, Xbox. Pretty good game. I don't know if you guys ever played Nightfire, but I thought it was...
I did, yeah.
Yeah, pretty decent.
We played
game.
it once, multiplayer locally, remember?
Oh, yeah. It's fun. It's fun. They also made Dead Space Extraction, which was that rail shooter Dead Space game on the Wii. So, that's a pretty decent game. Oh, and speaking of 007, they also made the remake of GoldenEye, the GoldenEye 007 for the Wii, and then the reloaded version for the
Well, a lot of games out
360.
there about. Nice.
Yeah, so they made, worked on a decent amount of licensed games and stuff. And, Disney, 007. So
I did buy that fucking GoldenEye remake for the Golden Classic controller.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that it came with that.
I mean, I played the game, but it wasn't that good.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay, boss.
Yeah, it didn't obviously live up to the original GoldenEye in terms of setting anything. It was just fine. Dead Space Extraction I played a little bit, and I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know if either of you ever played that.
No, I plan to play it at some point because I do like Dead Space, and Wii games are good for shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only played the original Dead Space, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool game. So yeah, they've made some cool stuff in the past. But I guess we'll talk about their game that we played recently. Disney's Hercules. They also did not work on the Game Boy version. I just want to point that out. The Game Boy version was developed by Pure Text and published by THQ. And I just want to say that I had the Game Boy version when I was a kid. And man, that game sucks. That is a extremely terrible video game. Do not ever play that Game Boy version because it's just
They
bad.
just try to port the whole PlayStation game to the Game Boy, just one to one.
No, they didn't. It's not even that. It's a completely different game, and it's really bad. It sucks.
Okay.
It's one of those situations when you're a kid and you get a game and you spend like your Christmas cash on it or something, and man, did I regret it when I went home and played it, because I was like, wow, this sucks, and I just wasted $30 on this. When you're a little kid too, you're like, damn, that blows.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Fuck that game. But this game, though, completely different. It obviously is based on Disney's Hercules, the movie, if you didn't know, which came out about the same time. I honestly don't know off the top of my head when the movie came out. I assume probably
late 90s.
Probably in 1990, probably the same year, my best guess, because they always want to try to get it out around the same time as the game, right? It was a big thing. Sometimes to a fault, because they would rush games, but not all the time. But also, I just want to point out this game also re-released on the PS1 Classic on the PlayStation Store. So you can download it on the PS3. And it is also available as of 2019, so pretty recently. It is released on Steam and GOG. So
the movie came out in '97.
Okay, it did. Okay,
there you go.
So yeah, they tried to coincide. They usually try to coincide it with the movie, either that or like the home video release, which they try to do all the time too. But yeah, this is based on the movie Hercules. If you haven't seen the movie Hercules, I don't know what you're doing, but you can watch it on Disney Plus. I'm pretty sure. But you play as Hercules, as the son of Zeus. I feel like this is common. It's Greek mythology. This is common stuff. I can't believe
it's a Disney-fied version of Greek mythology.
Yes, it's a Disney version of Greek mythology. And Hercules was, a lot of Disney movies. Obviously, it was big thing. When a Disney animated movie came out, even now, still to this day, a lot less hand drawn than it was back then. Now it's mostly CG, but every time they would come out with a movie, there's all sorts of merchandise and everything, and it was usually pretty popular. And this movie was too. There was. I remember having the McDonald's plates that they had at the time that you could buy when you went in there, and I had those plates. My parents, had those plates for years and years and years. So, there was a lot of merchandise and stuff. I'm sure, like toys, coloring books, all sorts of things. There was a TV show I remember where there was a show that was like based around the teenage Hercules. That you really only see in the movie during there's a training montage where he gets turned from a teenager to an adult.
I didn't even know that kind of thing existed. They made a show after.
There's a TV show.
They made a show.
Yeah. It's a.
I think it ran for a pretty long time too.
Yeah, decent amount.
I should watch it.
Yeah, it was a cartoon. I don't know if they got all the same people from it. I don't know if Danny DeVito and stuff.
I don't think they got James Woods.
Yeah.
Was the voice of Hades. Who is now an alt-right weirdo, so fuck him. But,
yeah. His performance as Hades, though, is pretty...
I definitely
it's great.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Overall, as a movie, I will say Hercules is a fun watch. So if you're interested in it at all, it's definitely worth watching. It's pretty good movie. Not only for kids, but even good as an adult. It's got good animation. It's got good acting. Cool art. So I do like it's got fun music in it too. So I do like Hercules.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of my favorite Disney movies. I don't really watch that many of them when I grew up. So I mean, this was one of the ones that I watched a few times. So when I played this game, I was a little bit confused at how bad the storytelling is in this game compared to the movie. But you definitely have to watch the movie to really appreciate this game.
Yeah, here it's like they only take specific moments from the movie. You even see the actual clips from movie, but it's only very small clips. So out of context, it might be a little confusing. But
it's insanely confusing if you don't know what is happening.
Yeah,
but if you watch the movie, you know exactly what's happening. So
yeah, I mean if you were to play this game, I would definitely put it with the caveat is if you haven't seen the movie, watch the movie first. Because what would be the point of playing this game if you haven't seen the movie? I feel like there really wouldn't be, and you would be very confused at what was going on. But yeah, I mean,
I'd also like to point out this is the second. This is a Noah pick,
Yeah.
Which we didn't mention. And this is the second Noah pick that has to do with Greek mythology. So I think he's missing home a little bit.
Yeah, Noah, I gotta ask you, because you did pick this game. Why don't you tell everybody why you did?
Besides, it was a childhood. Yeah. Well, that and it was a childhood game that I never beat as a kid, so I wanted to go through it again. Plus, this is one of the games I actually really enjoyed.
So
pretty much, that's just it.
Just the classic PS1 Noah childhood game is back.
Yeah.
So man, if you, I gotta say, kid Noah, if you didn't beat this game as a kid, you weren't trying very hard.
I don't think it's because I couldn't. I think it's just because I don't know.
Actually,
you had a lot of games to play at the time.
Actually,
yeah, pretty much.
I think the PS1 version is harder than the Steam version. In the Steam version, they took away the difficulty setting. Like,
oh, did they?
You can't even choose easy, medium, Herculean. I think they made everything easy, but let you complete the whole game. Because in the regular version, if you pick easy, you can only get to stage 8 in the PS1 version.
Oh.
But yeah, because I played a little bit of the PS1 version to try it out, and it felt like there was it felt kind of shit, and like the emulation felt, I don't know if it was the emulation's fault or the PS1 version's, I don't know, shittier.
Mm-hmm.
But then I played the Steam version, and it seemed considerably easier, and just I just flew through it basically. There was also some like input lag, and I'm not sure if that was a cause of the emulation or the PS1. That's just how the PS1 game was.
Yeah, with the PC version as well, you have to kind of do a little backwards tinkering to get a controller to work on the Steam version. It's not that hard though. You just look it up.
No, I mean you just hit a in-game menu, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you had to hit like F12 or something.
Yeah.
They added, yeah. But you can use a controller on the Steam version. It doesn't seem like it at first, but you can. But yeah, I mean, I played through the PS1 version on normal, and even then, I found it to be very easy.
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't get why some of the comments or like on the reviews, like people complaining that one of the levels was really hard.
Yeah. I did not get that either, because I thought I was like, oh great, when I get to the Cyclops level, this is gonna suck, and it wasn't hard. I tell you that.
Yeah, like the only thing I would have considered hard was like the first couple levels, like the Minotaur battle or the Centaur battle.
That fucking battle makes no sense. That's
you don't know what to do. So,
but once you figure it out, it's easy. It's like,
yeah. I mean, the gameplay is it is broken up into different different styles, like different level variety in the game. You have the normal. I would say the normal levels. They're side scrolling
action platformer. Yeah,
action platformer. You swing. You swing your sword and stuff. And you just get from one end of the screen to the other, usually fighting enemies along the way. Then there's a different kind of level where it's like behind the camera, and Hercules is constantly running.
Yeah, it's
running. So it's like like you're behind the camera, and like he's running forward.
Yeah,
like into the Z-axis or whatever.
Yeah, so it's an auto runner, and you just have to go and jump and dodge things. And then there's like a shoot 'em up level where you're flying on the back of Pegasus.
You don't really shoot.
Not really.
You do.
Kinda.
I was using all my special swords.
I mean, you can do that
shooting fireballs and lightning.
You can do that in every level.
They work kind of differently in Pegasus level, the different power-ups. But
not really. The fireballs always chase enemies. The lightning bolts just straight line.
Shoot straight ahead.
Invincibility is the helmet.
Yeah.
I don't think I tried the sound wave.
I barely use the sound wave.
I don't even
think you. Yeah, I don't think you get that while you're doing the flying levels. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that level's that different. I consider it one of the the standard side-scrolling levels.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I see it as different, but
yeah,
it doesn't matter. There's only one of them, so
there's only one. But there's boss battles which are kind of the same, but a few of them take place on like this like circular grid, where you just run around in a circle instead, and the boss is like in the middle. There's like 2 of them that are like that.
There's different ways to beat them though. Like you
Yeah.
have the Hydra, you have to cut off all the heads. You have Medusa, we have to make her break the pillar, so she shoots her laser eyesight beam on the mirror to hit herself with it.
Yeah.
And then what else was it? Hades?
Hades.
That one was a
the
basic one.
Yeah.
But it was like the whole stage was just fighting Hades, where you just has a long life bar compared to everybody else. But it's pretty
It was
simple.
weird, the pacing of the stages. I'll say, because there's
extremely fucking weird.
Yeah, so there's like 10 levels in the game, and the beginning of the game, you start off as Hercules doing like the training course with Phil, who voiced by Danny DeVito, by the way, which we love. Danny DeVito.
Well, it's just the voice lines from the movie.
Yeah, there's no extra things. They just straight up took the voice lines from the movie. So Danny DeVito, they didn't get him in the recording studio for this game. I just want to point out that I do love Phil and I love Danny DeVito.
He's good.
Yeah. But you start off there, right? You do the training stage, and honestly, kind of long. It's kind of a long stage.
Yeah, like, I think the first couple of stages and the Big Olive are the longest stages. That's everything else is pretty damn short.
It's so weird because you have that stage, right? It's kind of long, and then you have the running stage, which is also still like in the training area, right? And then you go to the like forest, which is decently length.
That's decently
stage.
long too, yeah.
And then you go to the city, and that's like a long stage. But then every stage after that is like a boss battle or a running stage.
It's actually 2 boss battles in a row, and then I think a running stage right after that.
Right. 2 boss battles, a running stage, and then like a flying stage, and then another running stage, and then a boss battle.
Yeah.
And you like don't see that like the normal side-scrolling type of stage like again.
Yeah.
And it's really weird pacing. And it was odd how they didn't break it up. In the beginning of the game, the levels seemed so much longer, and then it was just the rest of them like go by like boom, 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 boom. The boss battles aren't long. The running stages, the Cyclops one's kind of long, but it just is weird to me how they paced it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the level design, like, and the pacing, I thought it was pretty good at the beginning. Like the first 3 stages, I was cool with.
Yeah.
But the Big Olive is a fucking mess. Holy shit, it's so chaotic.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's hard to tell which way is the right way forward. Like you just have to keep going up and down. Yeah. The pain in the ass.
Yeah, honestly that stage is odd because so it has like you're introduced to I think in the 3rd level, right? The ability to like go on different planes, which I think is cool. You get to like an intersection, you press up, and Hercules walks like further in the background or.
No, you learned it in the first stage.
Was that in the first stage too?
Yeah, there was like little road marks, like with the goats
yeah.
and everything. Yeah.
But I think that's I thought that was very cool, and I like the perspective shift and like how there's different there's kind of paths and stuff. It's just neat. And on that stage though, it's weird because you're trying to figure out where to go, and there's a lot of like jumping and bouncing around, and like there's no real like enemies other than like just the town folks.
Yeah.
Like they're running around hurting you, and you don't really even have to fight them. You just kind of try to.
There are some like thugs with the knives. But,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the townsfolk are just really. Annoying.
Yeah, the guy that's running around with the trash can or whatever on him, and then the cat that gets struck by lightning and just lights fire in a straight line.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking.
And then the fucking cars, the carriages in the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. It was funny.
It just that stage was kind of weird.
I think that was the hardest stage for me because it was just so sudden. It's unexpected.
And then after that, you
Yeah.
get 2 boss battles. The Hydra, which makes sense according to the movie. That's the progression of events. And then you fight the Medusa for some reason with almost no fucking no context in the game. In the movie, it's just like part of the montage of when he's getting famous. But in the game, like, it makes no fucking sense why you would fight the Medusa right after the Hydra.
Yeah.
They're like in completely different places. Like if somebody
Well, I
played
mean,
the game,
in the movie was after the Hydra, then when he did the montage where he was becoming a hero and saving everybody. So like that,
Yeah, but I mean,
one
in
of
the
them was
game,
Hydra.
if you were just playing the game, oh my god, like
Yeah.
it would make no fucking sense.
Yeah, the transition was like very
Like you don't even get the
instant.
cinematic showing like that the he's getting famous now.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no context to it at all.
Yeah, they
It just
could have done
happens.
with a little bit more, either a few more cutscenes in between, or an extra level going to that. Yeah.
Even like just a text screen explaining what was gonna happen next or something,
Yeah.
Like at minimum that, because there is little scenes from the movies, like short, like 30-second to a minute, like clips from the movies, which of course in their PS1 compressed glory, but they're there, which at the time I'm sure was really cool. And I don't know if maybe it was just a thing of they probably couldn't show too much or didn't want to show too much because they also want you to watch the movie,
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't.
That just makes for really bad storytelling, though. I mean,
Yeah, it all seems so out of context and random.
I think they did that with Tarzan too. So I had Tarzan as well.
oh boy,
Like they did the same thing with the cutscenes. Yeah.
Yeah, we playing Tarzan soon.
I don't know, maybe. I wasn't as into Tarzan as I was into Hercules, so maybe. We'll see.
And throughout the levels, there's also like you could spell out the word Hercules. There was like the letters to collect, kind of like Kong.
Yeah.
No, only has 7 of them.
Yeah. So I guess I never actually collected the
Or 8.
entire word of Hercules ever throughout my entire...
I did a couple of times. Yeah.
I came close once or twice.
I never did it.
I knew where the secrets were in the first 4 levels, so.
I almost did it on one of the running levels, but I missed one of them and said, oh well. But I read that it will allow the player to spawn directly at the next level instead of starting the game from the game over from the beginning.
Yeah, it gives you like
Like a password.
Oh, actually, maybe that's what it is. Yeah,
Well, no, 'cause you get these,
sometimes
like,
it lets you
pots.
save, sometimes it doesn't. So I guess that's what made the difference. No, because you guys were able to save between levels sometimes, right?
Well,
No.
Oh, you weren't. Okay, so that's what that does. So when you get all the letters, it lets you save the game on the memory card.
That's so dumb. That's such a dumb
weird,
way
yeah.
of letting you save the game.
That's pretty dumb because they also have the pots that give you the password.
The password,
Yeah.
The exact
Yeah.
same thing.
What the fuck? What a dumb thing.
So weird.
What? Who thought of that? Yeah, if you get all the Hercules letters, you can save the game. Like, that should just be a thing you could do.
That's different, that's
man.
for sure.
Yeah. Really weird decision. So, when you get to the end of the game, though, I would say the difficulty curve is weird, right? Because for me, at least at the beginning, I died quite a few times. I think the level I died the most on was the third level, the one in the forest, right?
The forest, yeah.
Because one, I hated those birds. Those birds, they suck ass.
Yeah.
They're so fucking hard to hit, and they're flying around, and they just when you get hit, there's no like invincibility frames.
Invincibility
really.
frames, yeah.
They just and there's no like feedback of you getting hit. You just take the hit, and they can easily just start swooping down and like draining your health without even you really almost noticing it, because you don't have that feedback like Hercules.
No, you have Hercules be like, ow, or sometimes he stuns, like.
But you don't get like the character animation of like him like bouncing back or like even.
No, yeah, if you're in the
flinching.
middle of an animation like swinging a sword or something, you don't get that animation. If you're standing still, you do.
But yeah, I mean, it's just weird because you can drain and lose your health like real quick, and that's what happened to me, especially with those birds. And then you get to the boss on that level, and it's so it does not explain, like you don't know what the fuck to do. You just go down, like first thing I did, okay, here's the Minotaur guy, so I just run up to him, start swinging my sword, just swinging and swinging and swinging, and he's not getting hurt at all. And then he just gets me and just starts attacking me, and boom, 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 I'm dead. And I'm like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah, it's a dumb fucking boss fight.
Yeah. And then the way you do it is you just have to wait for him to attack and then just jump on his back and you like ride around on him and somehow that hurts him. And I get it's like the movie, right?
It's the reference to the movie, yeah.
Yeah, it's a reference to the movie, but like they could have just had like, I feel like they could have just had like a normal fight and then show that cutscene of him doing that, like taming him. Like why does taming him like draining his health bar? It's just weird, and also it's an odd way to like do a boss battle because you wouldn't think that. You think you'd have to hurt him and swing your sword, not jump on his back.
As a kid, I figured that out. I struggled at that stage a lot as a kid.
Yeah, it would make more sense if you'd have to like hit him a few times for you to be able to ride him.
Yes.
You hit him a little, and then he gets tired, and then you ride him, and you repeat that until he's done. But it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you don't actually have to hit him at all. You just you basically jump up on a rock next to him and just kind of wait, kind of jumping and waiting until he's done, and then you jump on his back. And after that, you realize it's easy as hell, but it's a weird. You just don't. It's not what you think.
Figuring it out is the hard part.
Figuring it out is the hard part. Yeah. So for me, that was the hardest part of the game.
Pretty much. Yeah.
As I get into the game, I get to the final battle, and holy fuck, was it just so goddamn easy.
Yeah, well, all the bosses in the game, besides the centaur, all drop a shitload of items.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get so many health drops and like the special swords and shit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Hercules juice. What the fuck was it called?
Hercules.
Hercules.
Yeah, every time you pick it up. You get a lot of health power-ups and like sword power-ups because, like we mentioned earlier, you get like lightning and fire and like different sword power-ups. The Hydra, honestly, like the Hydra, I would think would be terrifying because like one, I remember it being hard as fuck in Kingdom Hearts 1. But in this game, no, it is very fucking easy.
Yeah, it's one fucking slice per head.
Yeah. Because, man, the Hydra, when I was a kid, when I played Kingdom Hearts 1, I thought was real fucking hard. But this game is a joke. And then, what would we say? Medusa. Medusa's also extremely easy.
Yeah, she kills herself, basically. You just have to dodge things.
And then with the Titans, you don't really even you don't even really fight the Titans.
You don't fight the Cyclops, and you don't fight any of the other Titans.
Yeah. And then,
well, I mean, he doesn't fight them in the movie, to be fair. He fights the Cyclops barely, but he doesn't fight the other Titans.
He picks up. They show the cutscene.
Yeah, they show the cutscene how he fights them. Yeah.
Yeah. But then Hades was so fucking easy for a final boss. You just run around and you get the invincible thing. And you just, it was so easy. I was like, what the hell? He just flies around and you run around and hit him. You know.
Yeah.
I get it's a kid's game, right? But it feels weird to me because I don't know, like, it is a kids game, so it should be probably easy because Hercules is kind of a movie based for kids and whatever. But it was at a time where I was at least used to these games being like stupidly difficult. Like The Lion King was like extremely difficult. And I mean the reason was the developers even have recently said it in the last couple of years. They were told to make the game extremely hard because Disney at the time did not want people to be able to rent the game and make it past the halfway point because they thought that if people made it past at least halfway through the game, they wouldn't want to buy it. So they purposely made the beginning of the game extremely hard. Maybe they kind of tried that in this, but it wasn't extremely hard like Lion King.
No, there's a big difference between like the SNES Mega Drive games and the PlayStation.
Yeah, they kind of, and they also kind of probably stopped caring about rentals as much at this point. Like 3 or 4 years later, but still, it's just odd how easy this game is, at least for me.
I mean, I had a good time with it, so I didn't need to care too much about the difficulty itself. I was surprised how short it was.
Yeah, very short. Took us like an hour and a half to beat it or something. Me and you were pretty much both playing it at the same time.
Yeah.
And we both beat it at the same time. So yeah, it's not a long game. You can fly through it. I do want to talk about the graphics, basically, and the art style. I think
Animations are really good.
Which are kind of one of the game's strong points. Like they kind of go for this like 2D hand drawn style and have the animations.
It does a good job at emulating the movie. Like it feels like it belongs with the movie.
I'll say the PlayStation 1 version, it doesn't look as much as good as I pictured or remember seeing in screenshots or videos from years ago. Maybe it was because I just had it blown up on my computer and it just didn't look as good, you know?
I also think it's like a bit duller than the colors in the movie, which is to be expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a PlayStation. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. But overall, it's got some good animations. You know, Hercules has a lot of different unique animations. And I think overall it looks pretty good. And I like all the characters. You know, even all the other characters in the background or the enemies, I think they all look pretty good too.
And Hercules' special attacks look pretty good too. Like the lightning attack looks pretty nice.
Yeah, the winding up punch looks good.
Yeah, I like the winding up punch. I tried to use it on regular enemies. It's hard to land though.
Yeah, I pretty much only used it to like break down the
breaks the pillars and shit. Yeah.
Pillars. Which when I first like didn't know that I didn't even think about using the wind up punch, and I was like, man, these pillars sure do suck to break. And then I was like, oh yeah, just use this. You have like a ground pound move too, so he has a lot of animations.
Yeah.
Of the soundtrack, I thought the music was pretty good, but like some of the looping of the songs was pretty bad. Like it would just, I don't know if you guys encountered this problem, but the song, like especially in the Big Olive, this happened to me a shitload. The song would just like stop, like it would restart like it normally does when it loops, but when it restarted, it would skip and then restart again, and it was so fucking annoying.
Really? I never noticed that kind of thing.
Never?
No.
Wow, that happened to me constantly on the Steam version.
I don't remember that.
I played the PS1 version, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Maybe it's a Steam thing.
That sounds super weird. And also, like the voice dialogue, when the Cyclops is constantly calling you in the auto run level, it's like every 3 seconds he says the same voice.
Oh no, he does
so
repeat himself very often. Yeah.
Extremely annoying.
That's all you hear all the letters. Hercules.
Yeah.
It was wicked annoying. And it's kind of it's the longest.
It's the longest running level.
It felt like the longest running level. I don't know if maybe the entrance to like hell was, but it felt real long.
Yeah. I did like the running levels. I thought they were pretty good. Except for like the third one, like the platforming, that one was a little weird to get the timing right. Because like it's auto running.
Oh, with the pits, you mean?
Say again?
With the pits?
Yeah, with the pits. Because man, it's kind of annoying because you had to like if you press forward, you go faster. If you press back, you go slower. And if you get to a point in the stage of the auto running that you're too close to the pit, you're essentially fucked. So you have to make sure you time it right. And there's one pit that's super long, so you have to get the power up to cross it, but it's off in the corner. It's so fucking dumb.
Oh, I know what pit you're talking about. Yeah, well, if you want to go to the right side to get whatever the pot was there or whatever was there, yeah, you have to use the running power up. But you can just go to the left side. It has extra room for you. You just run faster. Normally. I gave up on the pot, yeah. I just went to the left side. I saw the power up, but I was like, I didn't get it, so I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, I did like how those levels looked, though. I thought they looked cool. And I thought the running power up was kind of funny. You know, you get that, and you can
just go for boulders
and stuff. Yeah. Overall, it's really just running and dodging, but I still felt like those levels were pretty fun.
Yeah.
Except for the Cyclops one, it wasn't hard. It was just annoying. Just like, dude, shut up. Like, why would they do this?
I mean, it's weird that there are only 4 of the traditional side-scrolling levels, and then there are 3 auto runners and 3 just boss battles. It's so like strange.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wish there weren't just boss battle levels. Like, there was some lead up to them.
Yeah.
Like the Centaur.
Yeah, like the Centaur.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I guess it's because like the specific levels they were on had to be different because there were circular levels, right? The Hydra and the Medusa.
Yeah.
So I was like, but even Hades could have used a little bit of build-up. But I guess the level before it was the build-up.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess. I feel like you gotta wonder if they almost ran out of time, you know?
Kind of feels that way. Like, I feel like they would have put in more levels if they had more time, for sure.
Yeah. So I actually just noticed, it does say this on the Wikipedia, it says it was released a week prior to the film's release.
Oh, there you go.
So, I will say that if you played this game before you saw the movie, you'd been like, what the fuck is this movie? You know? That's so weird. Who would have bought this before the movie? But, yeah.
There's probably some kids who did.
Yeah, I'm sure. But
then they watch the movie, they're like, oh, I remember this part. Like, where's Medusa?
Yeah. There she is. 2 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus, if they only played this game, like, you wouldn't have any idea of what, like, Hercules and Meg's relationship is, what Meg and Hades, that dynamic is about. The ending would make no fucking sense. Like, like, this whole game, like, Jesus, it fucks up the story so much.
Yeah. But it does, at least, in terms of taking, like, locations and scenes and turning them into levels, at least it does a decent job at that.
Yeah, they did.
It, weird that they took, that they had to make a boss fight out of Medusa, but still, I mean, I think it would have been fine if they like made like a level leading up to Medusa, like made a unique level, like here's Medusa's lair or something. To kind of like
they kind of did that with the Hades running level, like. Actually, it was funny because all the other previous scenes had like lead up to which we had like lead up from the movie. Like it took them time to get there, except for like fucking maybe the Hydra. Like he threw with Pegasus, and it was like the thing, which they kind of showed.
Well, they didn't show why the Hydra was there.
Yeah, but like, I forgot. I lost my train of thought right now. But yeah, So, yeah, in the movie, like, you had Hercules, he went down, he had to swim through the River of Souls to get to Meg and everything.
Yeah.
And he doesn't actually fight Hades. So here, they kind of went their own way with the running level, how he got to Hades, and they actually fought him.
Yeah.
Well, he gets to Hades first in the movie, and then he goes into the soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
Which is, like, how he becomes a god in the movie. It's not just like beating Hades and then he can go to Olympus. That's how he becomes a god, by sacrificing himself.
Right.
So it makes no fucking sense with like the rest of the ending. And then at the end of that part, at the end of the ending at Olympus, it just seems like he chooses to stay there. When in the movie, he's supposed to leave and go back to Earth to be with Meg, and it makes no fucking sense.
I guess it's because they probably had to finish the game. Because you said the movie came out then, so they probably at that stage they would like had a little bit of freedom because they didn't know what the ending of the movie. No, because they kind of.
I doubt that. I just think that they ran out of time to develop the game.
Probably.
They had to put it out, so they had some sort of contract where they had to put it out by the time the movie came out, and I think they just ran out of time. Like I think they could have. They could have done more work. They literally
had the ending cutscene in there, so they must have knew how to.
I'm sure they could have done more work, adding more stages, or just kind of fleshing it out more. And it's or at least it seems like it. We don't know for sure, but it seems like they probably ran out of time. Yeah. That's my best.
It definitely
guess.
Needed a bit more polish.
Yeah,
at least in the story wise.
Yeah, I think overall the gameplay itself wasn't. It was fun. It was good.
It was fun.
Yeah. It wasn't. The gameplay didn't feel unpolished. It just the pacing and storytelling felt unpolished and kind of rushed. So I think maybe they just, if they had a little bit more time, they could have worked and smoothed that out.
Maybe better, yeah.
Yeah. All right. All that being said, is there anything else that you guys want to mention from Hercules?
I don't think so.
Nah.
All right. Well, we go to now we'll get into recommendations. We'll start with Noah. And Noah, would you recommend somebody to play Hercules?
Yeah, if you like Disney games, this is one of my personal favorites. But yeah, it's pretty short, it's pretty fun, not too difficult. It's a good time.
Okay, Ills?
No, not really. I mean, if you like Hercules the movie, maybe. But no, I didn't really feel like it was a game worth playing.
Okay. And for me, I would say, yeah. I mean, if you really like Hercules, I would say it's worth checking out. Or if you just kind of want to go through like a marathon of playing like different Disney games, because as far as licensed games goes, it's pretty decent. So if those are the things, if those are your caveats, then yes. But if you haven't seen Hercules and you want to play the game, obviously watch Hercules first.
Yeah.
And then decide whether or not you'd want to play the game. But I think as an overall, just like as a game, should you play it? Yes and no. I can't say. I'm not gonna say yes as like a glowing recommendation, but you could do a lot worse. So it's not gonna be a bad time. It's just not particularly doesn't do anything to stand out. I feel like, you know what I mean. But yeah, that's our recommendations. But now it's time for the ultimate test of strength for Hercules, our hero. When we take Hercules, Disney's Hercules, and put it on the list.
The list.
You can follow along with the list in the description. We have a pastebin link in the description below. So if you click on that, you can take a look at the list in its entirety. And every week on the Jump Up Supercast, every episode at least, of the Jump Up Supercast Game Club, we take whatever game we've been playing and we add it to this ever-growing list of games. We are up to 239 games on the list right now. We also add a game every week on our regular episodes. Recently, as of this past week, we just added Pokemon Go. And on the last Game Club, we added Firewatch. But now we got to take a look at the list and figure out where we think Disney's Hercules belongs with the games that are already here. So, Noah, you pick the game, so you get first thoughts. Where do you think the game should go?
Let's see. Maybe like around the 170s area.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Okay.
I kind of want it in the 200s and like around Intelligent Cube.
Hello.
Yeah, that seems. Yeah. Let's see. I can agree with that. I'd be fine with putting it above Win Back 2.
Yeah.
Just at 204. And I'd be okay with putting. I think I'd be okay with putting it under Intelligent Cube. I think Intelligent Cube just has more going for it. It's more interesting in terms of gameplay. It takes one concept and it does it very well.
Yeah,
at least
it's a lot more challenging. It's a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm okay with that spot.
There we go.
All right. So that puts Disney's Hercules at number 204 on the list. And surrounding it, we have number 202, Pokemon Snap. Number 203, IQ Intelligent Cube. Number 204 is now Disney's Hercules. Number 205 is Win Back 2, Project Poseidon. And number 206 is Shadow of Memories. A few Game Club games around there. So IQ, Win Back 2, and Shadow of Memories are all games that we played on the Game Club already. So there are individual episodes if you want to hear us talk about those games. And that will do it for the list. That'll almost do it for the podcast. We get a couple things, so don't leave just yet. I just want to say that if you enjoy the Jump Up Supercast Game Club, make sure you check us out on your favorite podcast listening service of your choice, including SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube, where new episodes of the Game Club go up every other Thursday, as well as the regular Jump Up Supercast that goes up every single Monday. So give us a follow, a share. Feel free to let us know what you thought about Hercules. Have you ever played the game? Have you ever watched the movie? Let us know what your experience with Hercules is down in the comments below. And if you want to support the podcast, we do actually have a Patreon where for $1 a month, you actually get the chance to choose a Game Club game that we play once a round. So Firewatch that we played on the last episode was actually a Patreon pick. So if there's a game that you really are interested in having us play, you want a chance to do that, $1 a month, you get to pick a game, we throw it into a raffle, and we raffle it off. We also get access to our Discord server, so if you want to go hang out and talk to us about games and stuff, you certainly can. If you want to hang out and talk to us about games, we also have Twitch, twitch.tv/JumpUpSupercast, where we play games. So you can give us a follow if you want to know when we're live. Follow us there, hang out. We play a whole bunch of games. And if you want to stay up to date on everything Jump Up Supercast, we do have social media, so Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of those. You can just follow us, search Jump Up Supercast. It's really easy. We're on there. Give us a follow. We post when episodes go up, all sorts of stuff. So, just follow us, we would appreciate that. And we appreciate you listening to this point. We really do. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ills and Noah. But hey, before we go, we gotta pick a new game, and it is my turn to pick a game, and we're finally doing it. 2021. It is time to get things done. My first pick of the year, and we're gonna pick Police Knots. We're gonna finally do it.
Finally,
I can't believe it.
We're finally doing it. We're playing Police Knots. I've thought about it for so long, and we're doing it. Kojima join us 2 weeks. And we'll tell you how we feel about that game. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks again to Ills and Noah for playing games. Go out there, play video games, and be nice.